City Views. You got love for your city? City Views. City Views. City Views. Oh, City Views. City Views. City Views. Oh, City Views. City Views. City Views. City Views. City Views, 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 City Views. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of the Most High. Welcome to another episode of CT Views, bringing it to you on our usual Tuesday night time slot right here from your local cable access Altice Channel 5 with my lovely co-host tonight.
Nicole Maccalous.
You're not even going to let me, see, because she was afraid that I was going to mess up her last name.
He was good.
But I thought you had faith in me.
Oh.
See, she's already busting balls. Haven't even got 5 minutes into the show, and she's already being a ball buster. But what else would I expect? She's that's the way she rolls. But we got a great show lined up for you this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Our special guest for our show this evening is a local band that we're going to be talking to and getting into some very interesting topics of discussion, I would imagine.
I hope so.
Hard Luxury is in the house, and we have with us two of the members of Hard Luxury here with us this evening, Brian Barrios, and we also have Peter Mello, and the other two gentlemen unfortunately couldn't be with us, but that's okay because we got we got fine representation up in here this evening. All right, so we're going to be talking to the gentlemen here momentarily. So call all your friends and neighbors. Tell them turn it on right here for all those living in Litchfield and Torrington areas. We're here for the next hour to entertain and inform you. And want to give some props to our sponsors because we would not be able to do this without their support. So we want to take this opportunity to thank them and show them how much we appreciate them. Our big city sponsors, Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street, Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. They can be reached at 860-496-7771 or at toth.ins@optonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Avenue, Suite Number 1, Torrington, Connecticut. You better call Mel. He can be reached at 860-307-1128 or at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. The Northwest Connecticut Area Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Field Street, Suite 120, Torrington, Connecticut. The Chamber is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 or at torringtonpediatrics.com. Thank you so much to our sponsors. And Nicole, I got to thank you for bringing the guys on tonight, man.
It's been a long time coming.
Well,
we had cancellations.
Yeah,
and,
and I was like, it's been so long, and I'm like, these names sound so familiar, man. And we go back years. Yeah. So this is kind of almost like a reunion of sorts,
It's all good.
Yes.
Music bringing people together.
Absolutely. That's the whole point, and that's the whole purpose. So, gentlemen, fill us in. Give us the deets. What's going on with Hard Luxury these days?
We try to get out there and get this original music out.
Yep.
So people can hear what it is that we do creatively.
Yep.
It's be a little difficult, because a lot of the local scene, most people want cover music for their entertainment.
Yep.
So we're really trying to chip away at some of the places that we can play and trying to find places that are kind of closer locally to us.
Yeah.
It's real difficult.
Yeah.
Real difficult.
But you know what though? Dream On was an original at some point, wasn't it? So, and that's how you create a scene. You create a scene through new music.
Yep.
And I remember some years ago we had the Singer-Songwriter Network. You know how when we started showcasing the songwriters within the network, people were just amazed. It's like, wow, you know, it had this type of talent around here. And I'm
right.
Like, you have to be able to create a platform so that talent can be exposed. Sure. And I think that, you know, original songwriters definitely help to create that fabric, and especially in an arts community that, you know, Torrington is trying to become, you know. But talk to us a little bit about that aspect about the original songwriting part of things, that something is working inside of the individual, you know, that makes them want to communicate a message to the world. Talk to us a little bit about that mechanism that works in the songwriting.
I think there are so many common themes that there are 1,000 songs written about love and you know, hatred and heartbreak, all of these kinds of common.
Trucks breaking down.
Yeah. Well, it depends on which genre of music. It could be trucks, could be dogs. I don't know. Could be somebody's grandmama. I don't know. But what we're doing with a 4-piece rock act is can be a little bit rare for specific places, and even then it falls into genres. And like you were saying, singer-songwriter in this area is giant. Everything is singer-songwriter.
Yep.
I mean, you know, Tracy Walton, of course, he's got, you know, we did a recording at his place, but most of his repertoire is singer-songwriters, and then he reaches out to a larger base that can, you know, it's much easier as an individual to write a song and then perform it. But for what we do, you need to have 4 individuals
on the same page.
Locked in. Yes,
or even a drummer that thinks musically, that thinks orchestrally, that wants to play his drums like a songwriter.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like trying to take these pieces of our influences and kind of jam them together in a way that seems familiar and maybe not offensive, because some hard rock acts get a little heavy.
Now, let me know if you can identify with this. You look at 4-piece rock ensembles, Led Zeppelin, for example. You look at a group like that, and it's like each musician has their own responsibility of the world unto themselves. I mean, there's something about that 4-piece.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they're all strong individual players, personalities.
Yes.
Not just the technical ability.
Yes.
But because there's 1,000 guys that are just brilliant.
Right.
But when you take these guys and align them together, then you have the sum of the parts, and it becomes a powerhouse.
Yep.
You know, and as they fall off of that powerhouse, you got Plant that has his own career.
Yep.
You got Page that can start the firm.
Yep.
You know, you've got John Paul Jones that did those Crooked Vultures.
Yeah.
With, you know, so, and I'm sure if Bonham had lived, he would have.
Oh my God.
He would have been a powerhouse as well.
No talent.
So.
It's just interesting that chemistry that takes place in that 4-piece ensemble. You know, the Beatles, you know, for example, the Who.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I think part of that too is the fact that, you know, you can only, you have to get more with less.
Yes,
I agree with that.
definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, while you're on one hand, every individual is contributing to the bigger sum. At the same time, you have to kind of almost restrict yourself in a sense so that the sum.
You have to make an agreement with the other members.
Yeah.
There have been plenty of times where I would say to him, did I do too much here? Or and he'll give me an idea. Hey, why don't you try this here, or do this here? And you really have to figure out your ego. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, you're like, okay, is this going to be for the betterment of the whole?
What are you talking about?
Right.
I'm playing fine.
You're a singer.
Right.
Here's the
I've told him that
drums.
before too. Just shut up and sing. I've told him that before.
Here's the drumsticks. You do it.
Yeah. But, we've known each other for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
When this hard luxury came together in the early 90s, I met him in 94. And he was already playing with our original guitar player at the time back in the day. And they had this little demo tape, and it was a Velvet Sun.
Yeah.
And I didn't know him, but I did know him. And a buddy of ours knew him, gave me the tape, and I put it in. It was just acoustic and singing, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I said, I got to be a part of this.
Yep.
I need to be.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So it was like right from the get-go that I respected his music, how he wrote, what he had to say. It was just had to be. Love you.
I think we've teased the audience enough now. Let's check some out.
Sounds good.
Hey guys, fired up. Hard luxury. What's up with that? And that was hard. Luxury.
Right.
Exactly.
Concentrated drop.
Look at you. Look at you.
So this is very interesting because, and I hope that our viewing audience got to hear the full symphonic sound of that coming through there. But obviously a lively, energetic act you guys put on there.
It has to be.
Yeah.
And, yeah. The more you put into it, obviously, the more the audience gets drawn in.
Yeah.
And they see you having fun and they see you loving what you're doing. That's infectious, and that's the goal.
Well, yeah, when you see the lead singer, actually, being a front man, that's kind of like what they're supposed to do.
The thing I love about him is that you would look at him, he doesn't look like he can sing like a beast, right? And he just opens his mouth, and you're just like, whoa.
I don't.
It's that unassuming nature that I love.
I don't approach my vocals in the way a singer would. I approach my vocals in the way an orator would recite a poem.
Right.
And
like Bob Dylan would.
Or like what is this poetry that you do like this?
Oh, yeah.
Slam poetry.
Slam poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that with a melodic thing to it. Once I get behind a lyric that works with the music, I'm just
go with it.
I'm lost.
Yep.
So I don't know what I look like.
Well, I think that's the selling point, of fronting a band, because those sentiments, those feelings have to be emanated some way. And to be able to do that and to deliver on that the singer has to partake upon himself that process. So I think that's very important. And obviously it demonstrates itself in your performance. So
absolutely. Thank you.
It was quite riveting. So yes, we're here, ladies and gentlemen, with two of the members of Hard Luxury here tonight, Brian Barrios and Peter Mello, and talking music. And you never can tell what we're going to be discussing here on CT Views on any given Tuesday night, because there's just so much arts and culture in our region, and we want to share it all with you, and we appreciate you coming along for the ride with us. And Nicole, I think that this is an opportunity for you, especially now, to kind of let our audience know a little bit more about you and your aspirations and your role in Culture for a Cause, and now as a co-host on CT Views, how you're kind of making your way to bigger and better things.
I'm trying to help out. But if you want, I'm the booker of the show. So if you want to be on the show, let me know.
Yeah. Contact Nicole. Contact. And she'll hook you up.
Yes.
But guys, how do you keep the juices flowing 30 years
Do you write the songs together?
after the fact? I mean, because most, the Beatles only did it for 10.
Well, we got together in '94. Me, Brian, our original guitar player, obviously, an original bass player. We played till 2002, and then from 2002 to 2015, there was nothing.
Okay.
And then he called me early 2015 and was like, I'm itching, you know? Let's get this thing running again.
The reunion.
So this whole like 2.0 kind of thing has been happening from 2016 up till present day. So there was a good decade and a half where, you know, I didn't see him, he didn't see me.
Wow.
We all went different paths.
Okay.
You know? Our guitar player moved to Arizona, you know, so it just got squashed and it was nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. So then he called me, like I said, and we got a new guitar player from New Milford, Pete Fusaro, who's an MS Plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got him and got our original bass player back again, played some shows because Peter had some pull in a couple of clubs in New York City.
Yep.
So we did a couple of those down there. And then he wanted to do his own thing. And then that's when we got Richie, our guitar player now. Yeah.
But it was always this idea that it was going to be some type of dynamic rock, some type of maybe a la Queen, like some kind of orchestral type rock, where it started then.
Right.
And then that kind of itch was the same for the next group. What we wrote first kind of attracted these other guys to the next level.
Yep.
And so now into the future, we're still looking at this kind of maybe not the same 4/4 and maybe not over the top, but somewhere in the middle that kind of strikes on maybe different forms of rock music.
Yep.
You know, maybe we don't holler all the time, but every once in a while there's a holler in a song. So it kind of gives a large range for the players in the band to try different things. You know, if the song requires, Peter can play something a little heavier, or he can play faster, or you know,
it doesn't require that. You need to bring it down a little bit. Then that's what you got to do.
So we get that dynamic in there that's a lot more fun for us.
Yep.
And I think it's a lot more fun to listen to as an audience member myself. I don't. You know.
Cool.
Go ahead, Nicole.
I said cool. That's all.
Just cool, man.
That's
just
cool.
I know, because I mean, I just have so many questions. And, you know, I don't want to hog the show, but, you know, because the songwriting experience is such an introspective experience.
Absolutely, yep.
And it can be cathartic in so many ways. Last week, we had a writer, you know, here on the show. And I think that those same pathways, they're mutually exclusive.
Right.
And I think that process and the sharing of that process is what ultimately brings people together.
Right.
Because there's an element of universality in that.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. Trying to hit that mark.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, when these people have these giant hits, it could be something very mundane.
Yep.
But it's that universality that you're talking about, and it's a weird line to kind of traverse where you're not really concerned about everybody's feelings in the moment. But if it works out, it's great. But you know,
and it's hard because you have to develop that sixth sense, and it's not like something that, you know, we're all born with. You know, that creative, whatever it is. Right. You know, it's just that thing.
Or you have to keep it quiet while you're at work.
Yeah, they don't like that.
Can't be too creative at work.
Yes.
The British, overlords will get you.
The British are coming.
Yeah.
Or the acoustics.
Yeah, nah. Gross.
A lot of our songs that we wrote back in the day, and the ones that we've written over the last 6-7 years, I don't think you would be able to tell which one was written when.
Yeah, the distance.
Wow.
Because I've heard people say, hey, this band, we put up a song that we wrote 28 years ago on our Facebook page, and somebody would be like, wow, these guys are evolving, really good. Well, you just heard a song that was written 28 years ago that he's thinking that we just wrote 2 weeks ago, so that I like that. That's thank you.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we're here with two of the members from Hard Luxury, and they're sharing with us the mechanics of the music and some of the intricacies that go into becoming a successful original rock band. So we're going to be getting back to them, but we want to take this opportunity to once again recognize our sponsors and thank them for their support of CT Views and allow us to bring you quality community programming each and every week right here from your local cable access channel, Altice 5. I want to give a huge, big city shout out to Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street. Better protection, better value. You can be reached at 860-496-7771 or at tothins@optonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. Better call Mel. He can be reached at 860-307-1128 or at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. The Northwest Connecticut Area Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Field Street, Suite 120. The Chamber is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105, Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 or at torringtonpediatrics.com. So thank you once again to our sponsors. We'd like to also take this opportunity to, Culture for a Cause is the producer of CT Views, and our mission is to build community through music and the arts. And our other co-host here, Corrice Villarreal, is taking a little well-deserved vacation. She is a member of the Declaration of Human Rights. And as a participant in that, Culture for a Cause wanted to recognize her participation in that and wanted to adopt for our own charter a declaration, a proclamation to the Declaration of Human Rights. So here's a little video on that, brought to you by CT's own Corrice Villarreal.
In the spirit of unity, equality, and dignity for all, let it be known that Culture for a Cause stands as a beacon of hope and harmony, guided by the principles enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Our mission is simple: to build community through the transformative power of music and the arts. We believe the arts have a unique ability to transcend racial and economic divides, weaving threads of connection that binds us together as one human family. As stated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, everyone has the right to freely participate in the cultural life of the community, to enjoy the arts, and to share in scientific advancements and its benefits. Culture for a Cause wholeheartedly embraces this principle, recognizing the profound impact of art in touching the hearts and souls of individuals, conveying powerful messages that resonates across boundaries. Through our commitment to creating and supporting community arts projects, we strive to foster a sense of belonging and togetherness among people from all walks of life. These projects serve as catalysts for dialogue, understanding, and collaboration, celebrating the rich tapestry of diverse cultures that make up our society. Furthermore, we dedicate ourselves to raising funds for community, social, safety nets through events that center around these arts projects. By combining the transformative power of the arts With a passion for social justice, we aim to not only inspire creativity and connection, but also to support those in need within our community. Be it further proclaimed that we call upon individuals, organizations, and communities to join us in this mission, to celebrate the transformative power of the arts, and to work together to create a world where creativity and compassion flourish, and where every person's human rights are recognized and respected. In witness whereof, this proclamation is made to honor and affirm our collective commitment to these ideals. We thank you for your continued support.
Glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory. Life is hard, kid, and it can be trite. The greatest respect in music is to bring it to life. Humming the line, the melody is strong. Cause those who wish to sing will always find a song. The touch of lovers know it. Everyone becomes a poet when you feel it in your heart. That's when your feelings start to own it. And lift your soul when your face show it. That's when you love it. Emotions and the tears run when you going through it. Loyalty is given, respect is everything. And those who fly solo will have the strongest wings. Music produce kings and queens. Hear the strings, let every voice ring. Cause we gon' sing.
We gon' sing and give them some hook. It's that rebel music that got them all shook. Instead of guns, I hope your son picks up a book. God gon' give us what the devil done took. Sing like them caged birds that can't make bail. We need more Maya Angelos and less jails. I ain't around, so my son ain't got no positive mail. Role model, so it's the bottle and drug sales.
Truth gon' reign. Yeah, that's the message. God bless it. It represents every benefit of belief and togetherness that we gon' sing. Yeah. Gon' sing. Gon' sing. Gon' sing.
We gon' sing to the moment of truth. We can't go back in time, so we went in the booth. Yeah, we gon' sing cause the world's so cool. Malcolm ain't half much, but a dream to hold.
Juneteenth is why we celebrate, why we overcome the tyranny of hate. From slavery to Jim Crow, for civil rights and the right to vote. We be down to be free since we got off the boat. Give me the music, give me the song, and I'll right these wrongs till the day I'm done questioning why it took so long for my people to get the word they were free to go home.
We gon' sing.
We gon' sing in the morning, we gon' sing at night, we gon' sing for the fallen and slain who made the sacrifice. We gon' sing in the field, we gon' sing in the streets, we gon' sing in the churchyard. To everyone we need to keep on singing. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, sing. Glory, sing. Glory, sing. Glory, sing. Glory, sing. Glory, hallelujah.
And we're back. Right now, Nicole is having her own side conversation here. But
Sorry, I knocked. a drink down.
It was just a matter of time before she took over the show. I just knew it was. But nonetheless, we hope that you enjoyed that little tidbit there. Music video that Culture for a Cause produced in commemoration of the Juneteenth holiday. And obviously our special recognition of the Declaration of Human Rights by our esteemed colleague, Corice Millerall.
Exactly.
And she'll be back next week by what I'm told.
Yes.
So you're calling the shots now.
She just told me she'd be here.
Okay.
She's not coming because I told her to.
Oh.
She's coming because she said she was gonna.
Well, you got to put your foot down.
Yeah, get your power back.
Yeah. You got the power. So fellas, we're talking turkey here, talking the biz, and there's just so much that has happened over the span of your tenure in the business. What things do you think have influenced you the most? Has it been the social aspects of music? Has it been the technological aspects of music? Just what aspects do you feel either have enhanced your musical motivations or have somewhat diminished your musical aspirations?
I think the idea that, you mentioned the social aspect, and I think the thing that kind of gels us together more than anything else is there is so much noise on the outside that it's almost a cocoon for us to come in and write. And this is what kind of makes it difficult to go back out into other areas and try to show what we did in our cocoon. But influences are infinitesimal. I mean, there's so many different types of music that I listen to personally. I'm sure.
I'm so lucky. I feel we're all lucky that we grew up in a time of music that, like, the sweet spot of great music. 60s, 70s, 80s, first part of the 90s.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Oh my, that's where
musicians making music, right?
If you weren't inspired by any of that, then you don't have a pulse.
But what about the fact that, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm not perceiving this correctly, but it seemed like you had almost a movement back in those days where you had those conclaves of artists who were actually addressing issues. They were talking, they were speaking to society in I would have to say not very subliminal ways.
Right. Yeah. Directly, yeah.
Directly.
Yeah.
Your Pearl Jams, your Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Soundgardens, those types of those are definitely influences on me.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
And then one of my earliest influences, Karen Carpenter.
She
was a fantastic drummer. As well as being a great singer.
Don't even go there, man, because she still, to this day, I think she is one of those singers that makes the simplicity of singing so enjoyable.
Sounds effortless.
Yeah,
for sure.
Effortless. But her tone sells itself.
It's haunting. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you don't have to do any more than what you don't have to have musical gymnastics to enjoy. And I think too that the songs they had both sides of the rung, as far as, because you had kind of cheesy, uppity kind of songs, then you had those songs that almost made you cry.
Sure. Oh, they didn't almost. They definitely did.
Yeah. Rainy Days and Mondays, I'm sorry. It's just like that just
And when
packs it in.
you're 6, 7, 8 years old, and the Carpenters special comes on TV, and you see her up there, and you're already loving the drums, and you're just like, whoa.
And you
that's pretty
it
awesome.
wasn't like she was just banging the pounding the skins.
Oh no,
she was jamming.
Yeah,
she was jamming.
Yeah, and to recognize that at a young age, and then obviously you got your your Bonhams and your Ginger Bakers and those dudes that come later on, the Bill Wards from Sabbath and those kind of guys. Keith Moon, for sure. But she was always one of my very first people that I ever remember watching, seeing play the drums, and being drawn. Like it took me and just brought me to it. Liberty DeVito from Billy Joel, awesome.
Now I've had the opportunity to play with Liberty on stage. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. A good friend of mine, Richie Canada, has this thing that he's done for years. And I hooked up with all those guys, Bobby Nathan and all those guys back in the day in New York when they were doing the jams. It was the Monday night jam. So they've been doing this thing for like 40 years.
Wow.
But, and you would never know who might, Cleotis Bumfist shows up one night. Will Lee shows up another night. John Stamos shows up. You just never know. And if you're lucky, you might be able to get a tune in.
Yeah.
Because the way, Julio Fernandez from Spyro Gyra. There's some players, but that was, and it still goes on. Richie had some, stuff that he had to deal with, but it's still going strong. But that aspect of the business, I think, is so fascinating. Where New York just, obviously it's New York, but that scene,
that's lightning in a bottle, right there.
That scene that you're talking about is something that doesn't exist here.
And I think original music helps to create that.
Yeah.
But I think there is
it's on the surface.
Right. There are bands out there that were, us 30 years ago or to 25 years ago that want a scene to be started, that want, to have other musicians come in and, have it feel like a community.
There's
that's fantastic.
There's very few places, though. I think Howard's Bookstore is starting to have a lot of like these underground bands come in. But there's not really, like I was explaining to you before about this kind of people want it. If they're paying money to walk into a place, they want to recognize the song that they're hearing.
Right.
And I'm not different as a music listener. I would love to hear a original band play a cover song as well. But the idea that that's the only reason you're going there is a completely different thing. So to try to start an original thing in a place that is not welcoming to it, it's you have to keep picking at it. It's very difficult.
Yeah, you do have to prepare the minds, as it were. And I think that it's kind of generational too.
Yeah.
Because, and you can let me know if I'm biased or not, but I just think that, there were so many of those moments that happened in the 60s and 70s.
Right.
When you only had 3 media outlets.
Right.
So, when, you had like the Jackson 5 on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Right.
You had the whole nation watching.
Yeah. They were forced to basically watch it.
It was a huge, huge thing.
Right.
So, and by having that consolidated media, you were able to build a consensus a little better as to, what was good and what, but now with the fragmented media outlets we have, there's so many different media platforms, and it's just everybody's kind of got their own thing now.
Just the streaming services.
Yes.
The free streaming services. I mean, you could listen to music for the rest of your life on something like SoundCloud. We have an account on SoundCloud, or even Reverb Nation. These are free sites.
Yep.
So there's thousands and thousands and thousands of bands. So
But not all of it's good, though.
Right.
That's the thing about it.
right.
That's the, I'm like, did we prefer it where we had kind of like, the Dick Clark, Casey Kasem clearinghouse?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Where you had to kind of rise to the top.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
or
you
just
knew if that band or that performer was going to be on that show, you knew that they were there because they deserved to be there.
that's
Right.
what I think I'm getting at,
Yeah.
because it's so easy to make music nowadays,
Right.
that I think we've kind of taken it for granted,
You could be on
a
Solid
good-
Gold with Marilyn McCool.
I got to get my dance moves together.
I love that show too.
But a good bellwether of that is Saturday Night Live. Some of
Yes.
their live performances,
Yes.
and some of the people that end up on that show, you're like, who is this guy?
Yeah,
Who are these people? Like, and then their performance is lackluster.
yeah.
And if you're in a band that you feel is good, you're like, how did that happen? So it's
Yeah.
very difficult
Yeah.
to, it's money.
And it's,
You know?
well, let's be honest. It got like that when the economy is bad. We're the first ones to feel it, and I think we're just now coming out of that time period where club owners were like, "I don't care if you're good. If you sell me enough beers,
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
you can play here."
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it almost stupefied people to what good music was. If we're going out, oh well, we get it, and if we're feeling good, then the music's good, right?
Right.
And you just don't. I remember playing with guys back in the day that kind of brought me up, and there is no way they would be able to get away with what some. I mean, some of them, God rest their souls, have passed on, but coming through and actually, like piecing together your tracks, they would go stark raving mad. You learn the song, you play through it, you play it live. I mean, I'm not saying one way is necessarily better than another, but that was the discipline
Absolutely.
that they brought to to the craft.
Absolutely.
And I can remember working with Walter Marshall from the Ohio Players,
Wow.
and he was like, "We're going to work every note. I mean, you just don't skirt no.
Yeah. You just beat it to death.
Yeah.
Just keep going and going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Play it till you can't get it wrong.
But that's
kind
what's
of thing.
so great about that. What's so great about that is that what comes out of that is a brilliant performance. Brilliant,
Amen.
And that's what we do. I mean, that's what when Peter was saying that we're happier to stay in our performance space where we're practicing and getting it right every time than trying to convince other people in a small bar somewhere that we're good enough.
Yep.
Yep.
That's definitely the attitude to take. Do we have another segment here from Cura Cafe? This is a great spot in Winstead that we encourage you guys to check out, man. Homeopathic kind of situation going on. Great drinks, great smoothies, great atmosphere. Check it out.
Food.
Yep. Me and Nicole will be there next week. Come check us out.
Yeah.
Cura Cafe, and it's right on 60 Main Street in Winstead, Connecticut, right diagonally across from Dairy Queen, where I'm enjoying a nice spritzer. It's an elderberry spritzer, delicious tea, and on a beautiful day. Let's check it out. Now, Becky, what did you do before you opened up this beautiful cafe here?
Before I opened up Cura, I worked in the healthcare field for over 10 years. So I worked anywhere from hospice to home care, and then I worked with pediatrics as a medical assistant. And then in COVID, my husband was an essential worker, and I left my job, stayed home, and homeschooled my son for a year. And then I just started to think of what was next. I didn't want to go back into the medical field, and I started dreaming up this place. And I just worked like it was my job every day until I made it here.
And what a beautiful place. And I believe the original name is, let me see, my Italian, not Italian, obviously, but Cura de Sia. And what exactly does that mean?
Cura di Sia means self-care in Italian. One of the biggest things throughout COVID was taking care of yourself first. That was making sure we were healthy and all of that. So I wanted to open up a nutrition bar and wellness drinks. And I'm Italian background, and I was trying to find a fun, catchy name that would catch on. It quickly got shortened to Cura, and everyone knows it as Cura in town, and people even call me Cura when I'm out and about, which is pretty cool.
Tell me about the energizing teas.
The energizing teas is the base of my business. It carried this place right from the start. Everybody came in for a healthy option. It's an all-natural tea base, and then I sweeten them with like a stevia leaf sweetened powders. They're all different colors. I layer them. I got some really fun combinations up there. Captain America is a blue raspberry strawberry. Gummy bear is really popular. It's strawberry buttermelon. And then you can caffeinate them. So I have levels. You have a base level, and you can go up to a level 3. And I use all natural guarana in there to caffeinate the coffee to give you a boost. So it's a healthier version than some of the energy drinks that we see at the shelves at the gas stations and whatnot.
Tell me about the wellness teas.
Basic.
Hey,
We're back. Hey, so check out Cura Cafe, Winstead, right across from Dairy Queen there. And believe me, you'll be glad you did.
You could see that whole video on last week's show.
Yeah, for sure. So as we prepare to close, we want to do our T-Town shout-outs for all those businesses that we want to recognize for doing a great job serving the residents of Torrington, Connecticut. Big shout-out to Dawn's Getaway, located 24 Winstead Road in Torrington, Connecticut. Christie's Restaurant, located 545 Winstead Road, Torrington, Connecticut. Health Insurance Services, located at 438 Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Wall and Fraunhofer, located at 117 Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Soul Latina Cafe, located at 31 Hungerford Street, Torrington, Connecticut. Jimmy's Store, located at 1238 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. 5 Points Art Center, located at 855 University Drive in Torrington. And George's Music, located at 905 New Harrington Road in Torrington, Connecticut. And how appropriate that we're ending on George's Music with our musicians in the house this evening. But
the first band I was ever in was with George when we were in high school.
About that. Wrap it all up.
13, 14 years old, jamming. He loved his 50s and 60s
I
music.
know.
His dad would come down and play with us.
No.
Oh my God, his father was an amazing guitar player.
Yeah,
he was really good.
I know. That's memories.
Yeah.
Also, as we prepare to close the show, recognize our sponsors one more time. Our big city sponsors, Toth Insurance Agency, located 1151 East Main Street, Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. He can be reached at 860-496-7771 or at tothins@altonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1, Torrington, Connecticut. Better call Mel. He can be reached at 860-307-1128 or at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. The Northwest Connecticut Area Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Phil Street, Suite 120 in Torrington, Connecticut. The Chamber is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 or at torringtonpediatrics.com. I want to thank our guests here tonight on the show, Hard Luxury, and members Brian Berrios and Peter Mella. Gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you.
Tell us where you're going to be soon. You mentioned it when we were off air.
Our next gig is September 6th at Bleachers in Bristol. And then we do a November 14th show up in Palmer, Mass at the Historical Society Friday night
Rocks.
Well, you got to keep
Very
us posted on shows that are coming up so we can help you promote them here.
Excellent. Thank you.
Feel
so
free
much.
to call in and say,
Appreciate
just
that.
give us a reminder and heads
Thank you.
up.
Absolutely.
More than
Yeah.
happy
Thank you
to
so
Thank you.
help
much.
out with
Yeah.
that.
You
No
tell
problem.
me, I'll tell them.
All right, you're the one.
Perfect.
Yeah, she's handling it all, man. She's
I'll share it all.
yeah. She's such a shareable girl. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen,
Look
thank you
out.
so much for
Sally
tuning
says
in.
to
We
share.
appreciate it. Don't forget, if you are looking to book a show or someone you want to see on the show, don't forget to contact Nicole. She'll be more than happy to hook you up. In the meantime, have a great week, and we'll see you back 1 week from today, right here on your local cable access, Altice Channel 5, for more CT Views. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye now.
See you.